Saudi Arabia is widely believed to be the world's biggest weapons importer. Its massive arms deal with the United States in May was worth $350 billion, the largest in American history. Saudi Arabia has boosted military spending over the past few years. The kingdom has been on a military spending spree since King Salman took power in 2015. Arms contracts with Saudi Arabia have always been controversial because of the kingdom's notorious human rights record. Rights groups have been trying to convince arms exporters to stay away from Saudi Arabia, especially since 2015, when it began a bloody war against its impoverished neighbor, Yemen. But Saudi petrodollars are apparently too tempting. Overt and covert arms supplies to the kingdom are ongoing. From advanced warplanes to tanks, warships, and banned cluster bombs, the Saudis can order anything. Saudi Arabia is always looking for new suppliers, and Greece could soon be among them.
There seems to be no effort, really no effort in the West, to keep arms away from Saudi Arabia. And it shows you what a breakdown there's been in international law and order and in the effectiveness of the United Nations in having some kind of ethical dimension to arms trading. So you can imagine if the worst and most despotic, say Hitler-type character in the world was being supplied readily with arms from all over the world, how long would it take for the whole world to start descending into chaos? There has to be an ethical dimension, a moral dimension to arms sales. In any kind of proper democracy, there must be.
The Greek government has signed an arms contract with the Saudi regime. The deal, which was engineered by the Greek Defense Ministry, could see the EU member states supply missiles and bombs to the Middle Eastern monarchy. The planned sale has triggered a political dispute in Greece, with opposition parties calling for a thorough scrutiny of the deal. Opposition politicians argue that the government failed to follow proper procedures before signing the deal with a kingdom engaged in a bloody war. The Greek government is having a hard time justifying its arms contract with the Saudis.
But all the time you've got characters like Boris Johnson and Rex Tillerson signing off massive arms deals from the United States and Britain. What's happening is with other countries like Greece, they're tempted to get in on the game and also to start selling arms to Saudi Arabia. Now, the reason people shouldn't be selling arms to Saudi Arabia because they're involved in an absolute slaughter in Yemen with 16,000 plus people now dead. And it's not a war, it's a slaughter.
Amnesty International has called on Athens to scrap the controversial contract. The rights group warns that weapons supplied to Saudi Arabia could be used against Yemeni civilians. Observers believe strong opposition to any sale of weapons to Saudi Arabia clearly shows global concerns about the kingdom's militaristic approach in the region. The war in Yemen has almost completely destroyed vital infrastructure, causing a humanitarian catastrophe. Thousands of Yemenis have been killed since the kingdom began its invasion in March 2015. Yemen is now grappling with famine, outbreaks of deadly diseases, and an acute shortage of medical supplies due to the Saudi blockade. The ongoing war has come to be known as one of the most embarrassing cases of international failure to end armed aggression.